Yeah, hi there. We will continue with our Ggplot 2 visualization library. So in the previous tutorial, we covered the diverging bar chart. This is what it actually looked like. Okay, now we will continue further. What I am going to do is I'm just first create a bar chart. So before that, I'm just loading a library called as dplyr because this helps in aggregating the creating the aggregates. What I'm doing here is I'm just finding out the number of runs scored by Sachin in each of the World Cup. So I'm taking the data frame DF, grouping by on the basis of the World Cup year in which he played the innings, and for each World Cup year, and I am finding out the total sum of the runs he scored in that particular year. So if I execute this, this will create a new data frame runs by World Cup, and if I quickly check this data frame runs by World Cup, it will show okay how many runs he scored, total runs he scored in that particular World Cup year. Okay, so let me just now um visualize it with the help of bar plot. So ggplot is the function. Again, data frame is this time runs by World Cup. On the x-axis I want to see the World Cup year, on the y-axis I want to see the total number of runs he scored in that World Cup. Stat is identity. What I'm just telling is for the graph, uh, for this bar plot, not to do the count but actually take the values with what is present in the column, which is specified by the y-axis, and fill all the bars by this steel blue color. Let me run it. So what we have is that is what it is. So Sachin's performance in each of the World Cup. So he made more than 600 runs in 2003 World Cup, and his World Cup was of 1996 was very good. More than 400 runs, I guess somewhere around close to 500, I guess. Yeah. 1992 he was also good. So was in 1999, but 2007 was not good. Definitely not good. Yeah, in 2007 again it was a special year. It was the last World Cup he played, and we won the World Cup in that particular uh, World Cup. Okay, so now what we have done is we have created the bar chart. Another thing now we can do is we can create an ordered bar chart. So basically, in an ordered bar chart, we will get a bar in some order, like from ascending to descending or descending to ascending. That is increasing or decreasing order of the bar height. Yeah. So let's see what we are doing is we are grouping based on the country he played against, and I'm finding out the total number of runs he scored. So basically, in overall his career, whatever matches he played against each country in the World Cup, I'm just trying to find out total number of runs Sachin scored, and then I'm arranging it. That is sorting it out on in the descending order based on the total number of runs he scored against that country. So if I just simply do this, it will create a data frame runs by team. So how many runs he made against uh, each team in overall World Cup matches. So if you see he scored highest against Kenya. I mean, total number of runs he scored against Kenya in all the World Cups was 355, highest, followed by Sri Lanka, Pakistan. Okay, so this is done. Now what I'm doing is I want to create the order. So this is already sorted because I have given the in the arrange function of the dplyr, I have given the descending order based on the total runs. Now I want to create a factor based on the order in which this is appearing. Okay, so I'm creating a factor on this uh, data frame, which is newly created data frame, and the column I'm using is country. So just to create a factor on this newly created data frame runs by team using the country column. The levels are same what is actually appearing here, and I'm storing it back in the same column. Okay, there we go. Now we go ahead and we do the plotting. So using ggplot, again the data frame name is runs by team, the newly created data frame. On the x-axis, I want to see the country name. On the y-axis, I want to see the total runs scored by Sachin against that country in all the World Cup matches. So y is total runs. Geom bar, again stat is equals to identity because I don't want the count, I want the actual numbers. and fill these bars by the color steel blue. Another thing I'm doing is I'm just setting the labels on the x-axis at the 90 degrees so that the country names should not overlap on each other. So let's quickly draw it. There we go. So you see an ordered bar plot. Wow. So he did best against Kenya in all, I mean, overall in all the World Cup matches, followed by Sri Lanka, then Pakistan, then Australia, Zimbabwe, and so on. Okay, very less against Bangladesh. Yeah, strange. Cool. Now another thing I'm going to do is the stacked bar plot. So what I'm trying to do in this, I'm just taking the data frame DF, and on the x-axis is the country and y-axis is the number of, in y-axis actually indicates the runs. Okay, cool. And I'm creating a bar plot in which I want to fill based on the World Cup year and using stat equals to identity. So yeah, and I'm just specifying the color to be picked up from a specific palette, which is set one, and that can be specified using scale, fill, brewer. And on the theme, I'm just setting the labels on the x-axis at 90 degrees. So let's plot it out. So there we go. So we can see Uh, so runs scored by Sachin against each of these countries, and how much was the impact in each of the World Cup. So let's say if I take Australia, in Australia against Australia, he was good in 2011, scored good amount of runs. Similarly in 2003, very good in 1996, and he scored very less runs in 1992 against Australia. Against Bangladesh, if you see, okay, he played. I guess only in 99, only in 2007, yeah. Okay. Similarly, that's why and he didn't score much, so that's why his overall score against Bangladesh in all the World Cup matches is less. Okay, let's focus on a good country like mm, what our competitor Pakistan. Yeah. So yeah, Pakistan, as we know, has been known for their good bowling attack. So let's see how he did against Pakistan. A good performance in 2011. Yes, another one. 2003 scored good runs. 1999. Yeah, not high score but good enough. 1996 and to 1992. So he was very consistent against our arch rival Pakistan in all the World Cup matches. Great. If you see against Sri Lanka, he was very good in 1996. Wow, bulk of runs in 1996. Man. Okay, so okay, now another one is the box plot. So let me draw the box plot using geom underscore box plot. So what I want is I want on the x-axis to display the World Cup year and on and the runs to be used for creating the box plot and the colors to be used for filling each of the box plot should be based on the World Cup year. I don't want to display the legend, so I'm saying show.legend equals to false and let me just run up to this much. Okay, so this is creating box plot uh, for each of the World Cup tournaments. And if you see his median score in 1992 was somewhere in 40s. In 1996, he was awesome. Median score is more than 50s. Here it may be around 60s. Wow. 1999 good, and 2003 was good. 2007 was not that good. 2011 was fairly good. So this, as you know, in the box plot, this the line within this box represents the median score, and this is 25th and 75th percentile. So right now we are seeing the distribution based on the box plot. If you want to add points also on top of it, we can add one more layer, which is let's say geom underscore jitter, and I'm specifying width is 0.1. That is the dots which are overlapping, they should be spaced out with a width of 0.1. Now if I execute this, this creates a box plot along with the dots, or the, you can say, using geom underscore jitter. So now we can say, okay, if this was the distribution, then how he did in that particular, in that particular tournament. How many 50 scores were there, how many 100 scores were there. So clearly two centuries here in 1999. Again, two big centuries here. 2003, good good score, one big century here. So yeah, so that's how we can visualize the distribution, overall distribution, along with the data points. So that's it for now. Thank you.